Next topic is bending. Bending is the process by which straight metal is worked into a curved length. It is used to manufacture trays, boxes, brackets, clips, etc. Bending is a process by which a straight metal is worked into a curved length. It is a non-cutting operation. It is used to manufacture trays, boxes, brackets, clips, etc. Moreover, that a bending requires a press tool to deform the component permanently to a required shape. It needs a press tool. The work is bent by placing it on the die and then forcing the punch on it so as to take the shape between the die and the punch. Okay, next, bending operation is mainly classified into angle bending, edge bending, V bending, U bending, roll forming. Okay, let me explain more about bending. For that, you please refer this figure. Okay, in this figure you can see that a pad, a die and a punch is used for the bending operation. The metal piece is placed over the die and the pad is used to hold the workpiece or the sheet metal in place. Okay, then as a press tool we use the punch. The punch helps in bending operation. That means the metal strip is bent with the help of the pressure or the force exerted through the punch. Okay, bending is a manufacturing process that produces a V shape, U shape or channel shape along a straight axis in a ductile material, most commonly in sheet metal. Okay, the workpiece, in the bending process, the workpiece is stressed beyond the elastic limit to obtain the required shape of bending. The workpiece or the sheet metal is stressed beyond the elastic limit. During bending, the metal flow is uniform. What do you mean by the metal flow is uniform? That means the cross-sectional area or the cross-section of the workpiece will remain the same. The portion below the neutral axis, there is a neutral axis, in the portion below the neutral axis is always subjected to compression and the portion above the neutral axis is always subjected to tension. So here compression and tension comes into play. So the bending has to overcome both tensile stresses and compressive stresses. The axis which separates the portion of tension and compression is known as neutral axis. So we can say that neutral axis is nothing but an axis which separates the portion of tension and compression. Okay, generally bending is done perpendicular to the direction of grains in the workpiece. Next, the term we should understand about the bend angle. Bend angle is the angle between two extreme positions of bent radius. The corresponding area included between bend angle is known as bent area. The amount of bending, the amount of bending is limited for different materials. The amount of bending depends on properties of the material, length of bend, condition of the cut edge at the end of bend line, direction of orientation of axis of the bend to the direction in which the material was rolled. Okay, next we will move on to angle bending. I already told you that there are different types of bending operation. First one is angle bending. The angle, what is the angle? Bend angle. What is bend angle? I already told you that the angle between two extreme positions of the bend radius. The angle between the two extreme positions of the bend radius. Okay. So the angle, that angle is represented by theta. Okay, when the angle is less than 90 degree and the bend is on one side, it is called single bend. If the angle is 90 degree but the bending is in two places in the same work, then it is called double bend. And if the angle of bend is 90 degree, it is called vertical or straight bending or flanging. Okay, next we'll move on to edge bending. Okay, in edge bending, we can see that the material is bent at one edge. The material is bent at one edge with the help of a punch. Next, we'll move on to V bending. In V bending, we are using a V punch along with a V-shaped die. Okay, the V punch forces the sheet metal into a bottom V die which mounted on the press. Next, we will move on to U bending. In U bending, instead of V-shaped punches, the in U bending we can see that U-shaped punches. U-shaped punches with the help of dies we can make U bending. Okay. Next, we will move on to roll forming. Okay, roll forming is used for bending continuous length of sheet metal and large production runs. The metal strip is bent in stage by passing it through a series of rolls. Okay, you please see the end view of the section. We can know more about roll forming. In this, the sheet is shaped into another form by successive by passing through the successive rollers. Okay, roll forming is achieved by passing the sheet metal through successive rolls, and when we are passing the sheet metal through each rolls, um, at the last we will get the required shape. Okay, thank you.